YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, lads. Today we're going to be reacting to a brand new band. They go by the name of Invent Animate, and the EP that we're going to be reacting to is The Sun Sleeps As If It Never Was. Okay, so these guys narrowly beat out Polaris in the latest Patreon poll for the metalcore bands. They're an American metalcore band, I believe, or like progressive metalcore band. The EP is 10 minutes long, which is pretty much just like the equivalent of one prog rock song. So it's kind of funny how we're actually splitting it up. Yeah, we're just doing one prog song, but we're going to jump in, lads. Like I said, this one has been highly touted. It beat out some massive bands in that poll, so I am expecting a lot of big things. Be sure to please drop a like in this video. Make sure you are subbed to the channel. All the links for Patreon and everything like that will be in the description if you want to get involved. And without any further ado, let's go. So first impressions with bands are very important. That's one thing I've learned recently. lost some light. That was kind of weird timing. Okay, I wasn't intending on pausing here. I was going to let it go, but the light in the background went out. So I'm reserving judgment for the time being. I feel like there was a lot of melody in that will catch me, but based on the perception from you guys, I was kind of expecting, and again, this just comes down to your bias going in. When I hear so many positive reviews for a track, I'm expecting to like be blown away instantly, whereas you guys have obviously listened to these tracks from start to finish multiple times, so you have a lot more time to kind of like get familiar with it, get familiar with the rhythms, you know, the little nuances that are here and there. Obviously you guys will be familiar with the band as well, where this is a completely first time reaction for me, so nothing really blew me away about that. I can definitely hear the melody that I know might catch me at some point, but as for now, like, not bad at all. I didn't really know, I was trying to like distinguish when there was a breakdown. They kind of like blended the whole track together very well, I suppose, but it didn't allow for any like obvious like breakdown moments. I know it's not all about breakdowns, but when you don't know the track, it's quite hard to follow anything when it's not really following like almost a traditional structure. There was no like really obvious moments where it was like, oh, this is the moment they've been building to. So, but I suppose with an EP, it's kind of hard to do that as well. You almost have to treat the entire EP as, you know, one track, which is maybe the feel or the vibe they were going for. So this is the middle track, which doesn't have any lyrics by the looks of things. So we'll let this play out into the final track. I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, right. Yeah, man. I don't know. I just like, again, it just goes back to this like built-in bias that I'm always gonna have when, just the nature of these videos is when you guys suggest shit, I'm gonna like see the really positive comments from people who are suggesting it because they're fans of the band. And it kind of feels like the North Lane Singularity reaction as well. Well, it doesn't, like, the music side of it isn't like that at all, but I just feel like, I don't know, it was all right, I guess. I'll have to listen to it a few more times. I feel like I'm being a dead horse when I say that, but it's just one of them, like, based on how well this album was received, the fact that it beat out so many big albums on the Patreon poll makes me believe that this will probably grow on me a good bit. But it's just like, I didn't feel like there was so much in it that made me like really like want to go back to it that much that I'd actually let it grow on me, you know what I mean? Especially for an album that was so short, it just felt a little bit like missing something. I don't know, it felt a little bit lacking in parts. The one thing I did notice is at the end of that track, As If It Never Was, yeah, that's the full name, it gave me mad like kind of Thal Viljarta vibes, not on the heavy levels, but more so the guitar riff, or like even just the chug your O's, the constant zeros with the like ambience in the background. So even just like if I play it back here on that outro part, so it's almost like it's like haunting or something. It's not like, even it's not the heaviest like breakdowns or anything that I've heard, but I feel like it adds a little bit more suspense to it, and this like really dark underlying, it's almost because of this like atmospheric contrast in it, it makes it feel heavier or more disturbing or something like that. That's probably the best way I can describe it. But so I did like that. To be fair, I'll give them credit where credit's due. First track, I can definitely hear the melody as well. So it's just pairing the two together. I would imagine, like, obviously there's the interlude, the little set, minute and a half track in the middle of that just pieces the two together. But lyrics wise, I mean, I'd have to probably look at that again and just really figure out if it's something that I'll ever go back to properly. So I'll give it a few more spins, see what I think, but not like massively impressed. Again, I don't know if I had just heard that like randomly by myself, scanning through Spotify, I'd maybe appreciate it more. But I believe that's their latest release, possibly. Let me just double check that. Yeah, so from what I can see, that is their latest release. So, but I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Let me know if this is something that grew on you guys as well. I don't know. I don't really know. It's not like something that has really stood out to me. But look, there we go. We gave it a shot. It won the poll by a fraction, like literally one vote, I think it was. I think they had 22 votes and Polaris had like 21. So it was very, very tight. So yeah, I think I'll do Polaris next from the metalcore list. And then we will move on to whatever album gets voted in next. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you do like the honest album reactions, the first time reactions, then please do drop a like in this video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, Patreon, all the links like that will be in the description for anything you do want to get involved with. There is obviously the I spoke about the albums and that kind of thing where you can vote on what comes up next. So Patreon will allow you to do all that. All the links will be in the description, like I said. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm signing out. Take care of yourselves. See you in the next one. Cheers.